212. Welcome to study session 4, Subsistence and Economic Systems. Introduction. In this study session, you will learn how man survives through subsistence and economic system. This is an important indicator of cultural behavior and achievement during human evolution. As you have learned from previous courses on culture, culture and social institutions relate to people's technology, economy, and natural environment. All of these factors together define a people's patterns of subsistence. This relates to how they feed, clothe, shelter, and otherwise provide for themselves. Learning outcomes for study session 4. When you have studied this session, you should be able to 1. Explain why subsistence is important to Homo survival. 2. Identify the cultural and environmental elements that influence economic subsistence in Homo. Human subsistence. Human subsistence refers to the type of food that humans eat, the technology used, methods of obtaining or producing food, and the ways in which social groups or societies organize themselves for getting, making, and distributing food items. The strategies involved in human subsistence are many, and some of them are expressed in the figure below. For millions of years, humans probably fed on the go, as other primates do. The lifestyle associated with this feeding strategy is generally organized around small, family-based social groups that take advantage of different food sources at different times in a year. The early human diet probably resembles that of closely related primate species. The great apes mostly eat plant foods. Many primates also eat easily obtained animals' foods, such as insect and bird eggs. Among the few primates that hunt, chimpanzees will prey on monkeys and even small gazelles. The first humans probably also had a diet based mostly on plant foods. In addition, they undoubtedly had some animal foods and might have done some hunting. Human subsistence began to diverge from that of other primates with the production and use of the first stone tools. With this development, the meat and marrow, that is, the inner, fat-rich tissue of bones, of large mammals become a part of human diet. Thus, the advent of stone tools, the diet of early humans becomes distinguished in an important way from that of apes. Scientists have found broken and butchered fossil bones of antelopes, zebra, and other comparably sized animals at the oldest archaeological site, which dates from about 2.5 million years ago. With the evolution of late Homo, humans began to hunt even the largest animals on Earth, including mastodons and mammoths, members of the elephant family. Agriculture and domestication of animals arose only in the recent past, with Homo sapiens. Models of subsistence in early Homo. Paleoanthropologists have debated whether early members of the modern human genus were aggressive hunters, peaceful plant gatherers, or opportunist scavengers. These, they believe, have strongly influenced the path of human evolution. Some of these hypotheses and models are given below. 1. Hunting hypothesis. Many scientists once thought that predation and the eating of meat had strong effect on early human evolution. This hunting hypothesis suggested that early humans in Africa survived particularly arid periods by aggressively hunting animals with primitive stone or bone tools. Supporters of this hypothesis thought that hunting and competition with carnivores powerfully influenced the evolution of human in social organization and behavior, tool making, anatomy, such as the unique structure of the human hand and intelligence. Beginning from the 1960s, studies of apes cast doubt on the hunting hypothesis. Researchers discovered that chimpanzees cooperate in the hunt of at least small animals, such as monkeys. Hunting did not, therefore, entirely distinguish early humans from apes, and therefore hunting alone might not have determined the path of early human evolution. Food sharing hypothesis. Some scientists instead argued in favor of the importance of food sharing in early human life. According to a food sharing hypothesis, cooperation and sharing within family group instead of aggressive hunting strongly influenced the path of human evolution. Scientists once thought that archaeological sites in about 2 million years old provided evidence to support the food sharing hypothesis. Some of the oldest archaeological sites were places where humans gathered food and stone tools together. Scientists thought that these sites represented home bases, with many of the social features of modern hunter-gatherer composite, including the sharing of food items between pair-bond males and females. Critique of the food sharing hypothesis resulted in more careful study of animal bones from the early archaeological site. Microscopic analysis of these bones revealed the marks of human tools and carnivore teeth, indicating that both humans and potential predators, such as hyenas, cats, and jackals, were active at this site. This evidence suggested that what scientists had thought were home bases where early humans share food were in fact food processing sites that humans abandoned to predators. Thus, evidence did not clearly support the idea of food sharing among early humans. 3. Scavenging hypothesis. The new research also presented a different view of early human subsistence. It suggests that early humans scavenged meat and bone marrow from dead animals and did little hunting. According to this scavenging hypothesis, early humans opportunistically took part of animals' carcasses left by predators and then used stones to remove marrow from the bones. Observation that many animals, such as antelope, often die off in the dry season makes the scavenging hypothesis quite plausible. Early tool makers would have had plenty of opportunity to scavenge animal fat and meat during dry times of the year. However, other archaeological studies and a better appreciation of the importance of hunting among chimpanzees suggest that the scavenging hypothesis is too narrow. Many scientists now believe that early humans did scavenge and hunt. Evidence of carnivore tooth marks on bones by early human tool makers suggests that humans scavenged at least the larger of the animals they ate. They also ate a variety of plant foods. Some disagreement, however, is about how early humans relied on hunting especially the hunting of smaller animals. Cultural and environmental elements that influences economic subsistence in Homo. Cultural and environmental elements that influence economy vary from society to society. The type of society and means of production, methods of getting food are so integrated that it is difficult to separate the two. Some of these cultural and environmental elements are as follows. The organization of production. The organization of production comprises division of labor and specialization, as you shall soon discover. Certain techniques can best be performed by individual, while others may require highly coordinated group effort. For example, the Eskimo hunter must creep up on his prey as quietly as possible in order to get close enough to use the bow and arrow, spear or harpoon without frightening the animal into flight. Division of labor by sex and age. Division of labor by sex is a universal economic characteristic. Early in life, children learn the tasks that will later be assigned to them as adults. In all societies, there appear to be regular pattern in the assignment of male and female roles. In general, men undertake more strenuous work and allotted tasks that involve not staying at home. Thus, hunting, as stated earlier, is men's job. Women, on the other hand, are more frequently assigned lighter tasks that can be performed in or near home, like fetching of water, cooking, cleaning, and so on. Specialization of labor. From the storyline of the days of hunter-gatherer, certain forms of specialization is expected. A man must know how to make his own trap and weapons, as well as how to use them to catch a large variety of animals. A woman must be an amateur biologist, able to identify and gather edible food. She must know how to cook, dance, and sing. Each working day is somewhat different from the other and demands some degree of specialization. Forced labor. Forced labor is distinct among all other cultural and environmental elements that influence economy. Other works discussed were voluntary labor, where there is no formal organization that forces a person to work or punish them for not doing the same. However, more complex societies include in their system of organization ways of forcing people to work for the authorities, be the king, chief, or state. Tax payment, tenant farming, and slavery, among others, are few examples. Summary for study session 4. In this study session, you have learnt that 1. Human subsistence refers to the types of food humans eat, the technology they used, and methods of obtaining or producing food, as well as the ways in which social groups or societies organize themselves for getting, making, and distributing food. 2. Subsistence strategies include hunting and gathering horticulture, subsistence farming, surplus farming, pastoralism, and agriculture. And 3. Cultural and environmental elements are the organization of production, division of labor by sex and age, specialization of labor, and forced labor. We have now come to the end of study session 4. Thanks for listening.